Every day I'm haunted by memories. Can't erase them from my mind. And it's not like me to keep grieving for a love that has died. So if you've really found them now.
I'm Ed and Mike's brother-in-law, Todd, and I'm married to Ed's little adopted sister. Okay, our celebration of Ed today will be just like it sounds. It's going to be a celebration. And we're all here because we love Ed, so let's celebrate him and talk with each other about the memories we made with him, who he is to all of us, and what he means to all of us. And we're going to begin today with some family and friends who'd like to share their memories of Ed. And after everybody in the scheduled lineup has spoken, we're going to have the floor open to anybody else who wants to speak. The rest of the afternoon will include music, dancing, mixing and mingling, and a fun quiz. It's probably going to be embarrassing. And a couple of other activities.
I'm Jane.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Mike, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Mike's sister, and of course Ed's sister-in-law. This is Joe and Ben. As long as I can remember, I mean, obviously Mike's my brother and I've known him all my life, but as long as I can remember, it's been Ed and Mike. Two names, two words connected together forever for all of us. I remember when Mike first came to visit us when we first moved to Canada in the summer of 2001. He had this look on his face, this kind of like odd twinkle, something was going on, a look of excitement and happiness. And what we found out, of course, was that he had just very recently met Ed, and it was nothing really official yet, but I could tell that he was telling us, and he knew, he had a twinkle in his eye. Inevitably, as there turned out to be every time we got together, there were dance parties. So hence this afternoon, obviously makes lots of sense. Ed, the instigator, this all the time. That's where he introduced these two to the joys of Barry Manilow. Ed's 50th birthday cruise in 2012 is an absolute highlight. And of course also really, really special time of the most beautiful wedding in 2013. But that cruise, that really was an amazing trip. And Alison's actually wearing the shirt. We all had the red shirts with the Ed Posse on it. We were dubbed the Ed Posse, and that made us pretty much famous on that cruise. Mike and Ed bracing the cold to come to the frozen north of Canada. It truly was the coldest time I think that Ed had ever experienced. But he was there, prepared to come skating and playing in the snow with these two in 2007, 2010. And he complained, just a bit, but that's all right. It just reminds me that every time we spent time together, it was truly special family time, but we also packed so much in. 2 years ago in September, the three of us, Mike and Ed and I, spent 3 weeks moving my mom into residential care. She has severe dementia. And it was one of the most bittersweet trips because the three of us spent that time in a very difficult situation, but we bonded in a different way, packing up a life of childhood memories for me and Mike together. And Ed was the strong person that was able to navigate all the difficult things that we were really struggling with that time. And he was just amazing. And Mike and I just went back this summer to see Mum together. We took Eddie Bear with us. And although Mum's dementia is very advanced and she doesn't really know us, we did tell her that we had lost Ed. And I know deep down that she knew that someone so important to her was missing. So that's what I hold on to, is 20 years of memories of a guy that made us laugh all the time. He made us cry too. He showed us just how to go for it, go for life, fight for what you need, for what you want. Seize the day, be persistent in a way that we weren't used to doing, like go for it and tell what you need. He created a sense of adventure, and Joe has said, you never knew what would happen when we went out anywhere with Ed, something would happen. He made sure to tell those that he loved them often. And I think that's just a really big, important lesson for us all when you lose someone so suddenly. It's cliche to say, but it's true. Like, do it, do it, do it. He did it, I'm so grateful that he has been in our lives, is still in our lives. We love you, Ed, so, so much. We love you, Mike. Thank you for this opportunity and enjoy the day. Thank you.
Hi. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Michelle. Hi, Michelle. So who was Edward Lee Hunter? The consummate cheerleader. The kind of person that steps up for you when you don't believe in you. A fan of anything that sparkles, extra points if it's expensive, always the loudest and most vibrant thing in the room, even if you were in West Hollywood or Vegas, it was still Ed. A lover of humans. Everyone knows Ed loved Halloween. I remember for his first Halloween at DSG, he entrusted me to get him a Halloween costume. I went to the party store, I think it's the one on Melrose, and I picked us out costumes, and I'm sure he thought I was coming back with a gladiator, or a knight, or something super sexy. I came back with Fat Elvis. And he hated me for every single minute that he wore it. But he wore it, and he wore it for his team, and he got the laugh, and he did the thing, and he made everyone feel good about it, because that's what Ed did. When I close my eyes, I can still see him, in jeans and too small a t-shirt. Obviously, something with some kind of sparkle, and that damn Bluetooth headset. We enjoyed a good office prank or gag. We put signs on the vending machines that said that they were voice activated. Ak and Ed had these giant screens where he could see security for the whole place. And we sat there and watched as people walked up to the machine and went, "Snickers, Dr. Pepper." He taught me how to care for a team. He never forgot that every employee was human, with feelings and faults, and his actions always represented those beliefs. He taught me that if you want fair, you should go to Pomona. He taught me that if you're gonna do something, do it big, do it long, and do it hard. That's what she said, by the way. See, he would have laughed at that one. Thank you for making so many oddballs and misfit toys feel like they mattered, or that they weren't broken, or that if they were broken, it was okay to be broken. Thank you for believing in me when I couldn't believe in myself. Thank you for standing up for me. The last thing I have is a Facebook message that Ed sent me on January 12th, 2012. It's lyrics from Wicked. It's not. I've heard it said, the people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn. And we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I am who I am today because I knew you. Because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
If you don't know who I am, I'm Paul, Mike's mate from England. Mike. So Mike asked me to say a few words about Ed. So we had some good times with Ed and Mike over the years. We've been to California a few times now. We really like it here. The weather's great. But it's very sunny today, thank you for that. But one of the first memories I want to share with you was on our 2012 trip. And we had a fun time doing the usual Californian stuff. Brilliant, loved it. Had a Chevrolet Impala, I think, which I don't think was as fast as Mike's Jag at the time. Anywho, so we wanted to go to the friends at Warner Brothers. Thank you. Because we're big Friends fans. Guess who's a big Friends fan? Edward Lee Hunter. Yeah, the biggest Friends fan in the world, or so we thought. Right, so But Ed was very, very keen on getting to Central Perk for reasons that became apparent later on. So this is 2012, when the attraction was still pretty much young from memory, and they were very keen that you don't touch anything. It's like, look from a distance. But there, in the middle of Central Perk, was the couch, the settee, and Ed had decided, come hell or high water, he was going to sit on that couch. And lo and behold, boom, he was there. Security had no clue. They couldn't catch him. He was on a chair, and he got a million selfies from that and some great memories. I think we sat with him too. So we broke the mold that day. That was really fun. But after that, we decided that we wanted a Hollywood tour. Now, we rocked up to the tour bus in Hollywood, very exciting, and we were straight, guided by Uncle Edward, to the back seat of the bus, which is, I think, where Ed preferred to sit at all times. So it was really, really good. You know, we'd tour around looking at people's houses that are dead or alive, where people did or didn't die, and where somebody famous may or may not have done something interesting. I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest. But the tour guide was very funny and very informative, but as it turns out, not at all accurate. So Uncle Ed, it seems, was quite a knowledgeable chap regarding all things Hollywood, and made it known in a very loud voice that the guy at the front of the bus was in fact wrong on everything, all the time. And one thing that Ed left us with as a piece of guidance, which I think he might have stolen from some other famous people. I've written them down here. Betty Davis and Johnny Carson, ring a bell to anybody? No, I thought it was a darts player. Anyway, so when asked, say, hey Ed, when we leave Hollywood, what's the best way to get out of town? And he said, take Fountain, which is what we did. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to raise a glass, or an eyebrow, or whatever you can do, let's have a toast to Mr. Edward Lee Hunter, the most fabulous gentleman I've ever met in Hollywood, California. Thank you, everybody.
A lot of people don't know about Ed is just how sentimental he was. I'm just going to say a few things about that. After Ed passed away, I knew he had a memorabilia drawer, but he never let me go in it. And when I did go through it, he kept everything. He kept every postcard, every ticket stub for a movie, every hotel receipt, every love letter, every photo, every playbill for every play we went to, every airline ticket when it was on paper. He had everything. And I was able to go back through all of it and realize he curated his life. And so everything that I had forgotten, I got back from those memories. I don't know why he did that. He has things from when he was in high school. He has things from when he was in college for a semester. You know, he has everything. He's so sentimentally kept everything. The other thing that I wanted to say is that everybody knows that his favourite holiday was Halloween, as he called it Gay Christmas. But at the same time, he always used to tell people that Christmas was my thing, but it wasn't. It was actually Ed's thing. We had a tradition before I even met him of having an annual Christmas party where he would have friends and family bring special ornaments every year to hang on the tree. And it became our tradition. And every year when we did our Christmas tree, Ed could remember every single ornament, who it was from, what year it was from, and what the relationship was with every single one. And we must have 300 Christmas ornaments that were like that. And he got it all by memory. I couldn't remember even the ones that I got last year from people. I'm like, oh, no. And we'd be like, yeah, we got that one from Chloe, and that one came from Debbie, and that one came from Kel. And I'd be like, okay, you say so. And he was right about every single one. The last one I was going to tell you is I used to kill all the fish in the aquarium because I would completely forget that I had lotion on my hands, and I would stick my hands, and 2 days later the fish would all die. And I was so upset by this that whenever a fish would just die naturally, I would get upset and I would cry. So Ed took to actually checking the aquarium every day before I got out of bed. And if a fish had died, he would take it out and dispose of it, and then replace it later in the day with a different fish, expecting that I wouldn't know. And the thing is, of course I realized, it's like, okay, you take an angelfish that's 3 inches tall and replace it with one that's a quarter of an inch tall. It's like, it's not the same fish. But he never said anything, and I never said anything. It was just one of those quiet things that he did because he knew that he would take care of me. I've been changed completely by knowing him. He was an original, as someone said on the memorial, he was a force of nature, which is definitely true. I'm grateful that he chose to spend his life with me. Heartbroken as I am that he passed suddenly and too soon, I'm honoured to be able to carry a little bit of Ed with me wherever I go, and to keep his memory alive. He's one of his sayings was, life is a banquet, and some poor suckers are starving to death. I have it tattooed on my leg. Ed believed that life was something to explore, to enjoy, and to exhaust. He always said you can sleep when you're dead. So guess what? Sleep soundly, Pokey, you earned it.
In 1999, I came to the village right here because I had moved here in 98 and I didn't have a computer yet. And to look for jobs and do my emails and stuff, I would come right to this place on Wednesday nights because it was women's night and you could stay for more than an hour. That's where I met Ed, behind that front desk. Ed and I became quick friends, and to the point where we spent every Friday evening together. We'd have a cocktail, cook dinner together, pull out the VHS tapes, and dance to Bronski Beat, Swing Out Sister, and then we would go to bed by watching The Golden Girls on Lifetime. Me and Ed had our ins and outs for years, but Ed was, from the start, my best friend. He was my first stable, real friend in LA after I moved here from Ohio. I loved Ed dearly. And, we had our ins and outs, and it took a tragedy with one of his coworkers to bring us back together. But the last years were magical with Ed. We started going out. I started going up to his house. We'd go to like Borders on Friday evenings after work, and you know, Ed liked to dump out my purse for some unknown reason, and I smoked, so there was always like tobacco, so it always created a mess in his house, but he still did it. He was bright, he was colorful, he was, you know, when he loved, he really loved you, and when he was disgruntled with you, he was really disgruntled with you. But Ed, you know, I remember when he met Mike, and I kept telling him, I like Mike. And he goes, well, I don't know, and he was lying through his teeth. He was lying through his teeth. I don't know if he's my type. It's like you're lying through your teeth, Ed, his figure. But he was perfect in my eyes. He was just, you know, he gave me so much support when I was like, you know, because I was a newbie out here. I could have been eaten alive, and Ed was there for me. But I went to many prides with him, and, you know, I loved him so much, and I'll close with that.
How you doing? I'm just gonna say 2 quick things. For starters, as I get older, I realize that we only have a certain amount that we can get out of this life. And Ed really got more than his share, I would say. Ed basically lived a rich, full life, and then like another rich, full life after that. So that's the first thing I want to say. The second thing is, as much as Ed was, and he was alive, it didn't take long after meeting him to realize that he was just the Ed part of Ed and Mike, and vice versa. To the point where it didn't really matter which one of them you were with, you might as well have been with both of them. And I just want to say to you, Mike, that really hasn't changed and won't. He will always be a part of you, and being with you is always going to be the closest that we get to being with him again. That's all I want to say. Thank you so much.
We missed doing the prizes for the dance-off competition, and I have been told that there is one person here that deserves the prize. No. Sonetta. Sonetta, please come over here. Sonetta to the podium. So for winning, the dance-off competition. Sonetta gets to take home one of these very fabulous specialty fish. If anybody is wondering, the love always in Ed's handwriting. It's taken from a birthday card. So these are very special.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. In honor of Ed, I say thank you. Thank you all for coming out here today and enjoy.
I think I'm ineligible to win the tiara at this point. Okay, so to recap, make sure everyone's got a gift bag or a gift box over there. You'll have a quiz card and a pen. And 10 slots here. There's 2 tiebreakers. And we'll compare answers at the end. Is everybody ready? Everybody ready to do this? All right, let's do it. What was Ed's favorite television show? Friends it is. Times told me life was gonna be this way. Thank you. I got one person to clap. Thank you. Just the 4. If Ed were a crayon, what color would he be? Red. They said red. I'll be damned. Nailed it. Red. Red. Very good. Very good. Red. Would Ed bungee jump? What'd you say? The correct answer was hell to the no. If you got hell to the no, I think you get first in line for the tiara, but hell to the no. Would never go bungee jumping. You and me both, buddy. Scary movies or happy endings? Come on.
Happy ending!
Yeah, of course it's happy ending. And we all did. According to Ed, where did Ginger belong? The correct answer, I say? Pretty good. There's only 2 places, a Ginger Snap and Gilligan's Island. The only 2 places where Ginger belongs. There you go.
But then there was the day that he was ranting about not liking ginger at all, make sure it stays out of there, and then he ordered a ginger ale to drink. Dad, you really hate ginger ale.
Sometimes ginger ale. What was Ed's favorite popcorn flavor? Queso. Cheese it is. Cheese flavored popcorn. Samesies, Ed. Samesies. If Ed didn't want to do something, he'd say, I'd rather wear fire as a hat. But shit too. I was with you, Chris.
I would have said shit. I said shit.
Rather wear fire as a hat.
You can have shit on fire.
Than to tell you the security code to get back into donor services group Cody.
Shit on fire. Password 1.
Whew, password 1. Don't get me started. When Ed said, I never regret it when I do, and I always regret it when I don't, to what was he referring?
Working out.
Working out, exercise. And he's right, you know. What was Ed's favorite movie? Very good. There's another half point if you can get the other one of his favorite movies, depending on what day you asked him. Is Auntie Mame or?
What?
Where are you coming from?
She was there. She was there.
I don't know if this is a Gore Vidal one, but The Boys in the Band? I don't think that's a Gore Vidal one. Yeah, right. So Auntie Mame and The Boys in the Band, if it comes down to it, you get a half point for each. And finally, what was Ed's favorite United States city?
San Francisco.
No, good guess though.
New York.
Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. Yeah, weirdly, now that I think about it, I do remember him talking about D.C. a lot, but
You went to the museum.
tabulate those answers. One, two, you know, cheating on each other's papers and borrowing points. Yeah, I'd have gotten like cheese. I think that's about it. Okay. And Friends. We talked about Friends a lot. I think I would have gotten that. Y'all counting? All right, so like he said, we're going to start with 7. Raise your hand if you got 7 or more. Questions correct on the Ed quiz. No way. Are we still tabulating, or we're gonna have to lower that threshold? 5 and up. If you got 5 or more questions correct, raise your hand. Suzanne, and I don't know your name, but and 3. We got 3 with 5 or more. 6. Anybody got 6? Are we? Please. Let Mike do the honors and crown the champion of the Ed Quiz Bowl. There she is, Miss Quiz Bowl.
Okay, so we're going to go back to some music for a little while, and then we'll be back. Thank you very much for playing, everybody. This wonderful lady to my right is Mona Clark. Mona has become a very, very talented artist, and I'm really, really proud to call her my friend. She was a really good friend to Ed for a very long time. So I asked Mona to take her art and create a special portrait of Ed so that I would have something special to remember him by. So we're going to unveil the portrait now.
I just want to say that when Mike asked me to do this, I was immediately like, I'm screwed. I'm never, it's not going to be good enough. It's not. But while I was painting it, I swear to you, I actually felt Ed in the room with me while I was doing it throughout. So, and if you don't like it, please don't tell me.
Just clap and be happy. Dun, da, da, da.
Those of you that know Ed and I well might recognize some of what I'm about to say. So Ed and I talked about what he'd like at his memorial. Some of his requests, for instance, that I should bring John Stamos as my date, I was confident he expected me to ignore. But others he was adamant about. When he first mentioned what's about to happen, I said, over my dead body. And he said, no skadiddles, over mine. So as usual, Pokey was right. So he's going to say his final farewell to you, not through me, but inevitably, ever so joyously, through the immortal genius of Barry Manilow.
It's time we let the spirit come in.
Thank you all for coming.